What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name's David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and today we're talking about something pretty dang cool, if I do say so myself. We're talking about how you, yes you, can fly on a private jet. And most people won't talk about this because they don't want to reveal these secrets, but I figured, you know, what the hell, let's talk about it, and hopefully you guys enjoy. It's a pretty cool concept, and maybe someday you'll be able to utilize this yourself and fly on a private jet and take that Instagram photo you've been dreaming of. So let's get right into it. To explain how this works, we first need to talk about who the target market is, the target demographic for the private jet industry. And if you think about it, the main people who are being targeted by these private jet companies are people who are able and willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars extra just to avoid the couple of extra hours waiting at the airport. And these types of people are normally extremely wealthy or celebrities or motivational speakers who, in that time that they spent waiting at the airport, they could have been making $50,000, $100,000 more. And this is just a crazy level of the concept of time, because most of us are not on that level yet. I know I'm not on that level yet where someone's willing to pay me $100,000 just to give an hour-long presentation on stage, or $500,000 for a 2-hour concert. Like, I'm not at that level yet, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're not either, so it's a different mindset that we need to get on. But those are the people who allow this type of stuff to work out. Most people, even the insanely wealthy people on that level, are not willing to spend and invest the money into getting their own private jets, because there's a lot that goes into it that you probably haven't thought about. Like the pilot fees, you have to pay the pilot's salary. On top of the millions of dollars you invest up front to buy the plane, there's the maintenance costs of the plane, there's the fuel costs of the plane, there's the airport fees, there's the parking fees where you keep it in a hangar. Like, there's so many things that you don't think about. So most people, even if they're insanely rich and they could make $100,000 in an hour, they're not gonna buy their own plane, they're gonna charter it. And chartering is basically renting a plane for a certain amount of time, and you can choose when and where you want to take off and land from. So it's very flexible, a whole lot better than traveling, you know, first class even at a normal airport, but you don't actually have to up and pay for the entire plane yourself. So it does save a lot of costs compared to that. Here's the thing though, chartering makes it a lot more affordable for insanely rich people, but for the average person, it's still completely out of reach, because you end up paying $5,000 to $60,000 per operating hour of the plane just to fly it. And for the average person, like, that's never gonna make sense. So this isn't super helpful. Here's the good news though. Since the people who charter these planes are so demanding with exactly where and when they need it, they're always moving around these jets to make sure that they can accommodate for these people who are spending so much money. And because of that, there's an opportunity for people like you and me, to slip in there when they're moving these planes around and making sure that they're always where the people who are chartering them need them to be. These are called empty legs, and the companies that run these flights wanted to do this to make sure that they use their flights to the best of their ability to generate revenue for the company, which just makes sense. So if the planes are flying empty, why not try to fill them with people who are willing to pay, just not willing to pay as much as those people who need the ultimate flexibility and are actually chartering the planes. So the prices are normally discounted anywhere from 25 all the way to 75% off, and because of that, you can slip in there and still get a really good rate. Here's the thing though, that's still more expensive than what most of us want to pay to be able to fly on these private jets, because if you take 75% off of a $60,000 flight, call it an hour-long flight, like, I still don't want to pay whatever that is. I can't do that math in my head. What is that, $15,000 for a flight? Like, come on, man. No. The best program that I've personally found to do this with is called Sky Access, and it's actually owned and operated by Delta Airlines. And what it allows you to do is, instead of paying 25 to 75% off for those flights, you can actually pay a yearly membership fee and then fly unlimited, like an all-you-can-eat buffet of free private jets. Obviously it's not free if you have to pay a membership fee, but the amount that you have to pay per year is so much less than what you would pay otherwise that it honestly makes it worthwhile. Their pricing is as follows. There's a $2,500 initiation fee and then a $6,000 a year membership fee. But if you are an Amex Platinum holder, you get 15% off. Now, this might seem like a lot, but after the first year, you're paying just over $5,000 a year if you get the Amex discount. And this is for unlimited flights in private jets. And What's even cooler is the fact that with this program, you don't have to share the plane with anyone else. You get the plane entirely to yourself. There's some empty leg flights where you have to pay per seat and you might be super cramped because they fill the entire plane up with people. This is not like that at all. You get the entire plane to yourself and you only have to pay $5,000 a year for it after your first year, which to me is honestly insane because again, you could pay $5,000 an hour if you're chartering it yourself, or you could pay, you know, what is 75% of that? I mean, for a couple hour flight, you're still paying $5,000 for one flight. But in this case, you get unlimited over the course of a year. So you really just have to look and see where they're repositioning the flights and if it would make sense for you to do this. But I know for me, like, eventually, once Corona opens back up and the airports are moving again and people are traveling, this is gonna be a way better way for me to travel than trying to take normal airports, especially because a lot of times you can't fly directly to where you wanna fly. So there's airports that are a lot closer, but they're smaller and they're not open to commercial jets, but they're open to private jets. So you might be able to fly directly next to where you wanna go, which honestly will make your life a whole lot easier. So if you have the money to spend on it, definitely look into it. It's a really cool program. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a comment. I'll be responding to all comments always. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. And until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.